Hey everyone, we are ready to go here. Thanks for tuning in to Module 4. Great to have you with us here today. As you can see, I've got the sun streaming in behind me. I'm still in New Zealand, but for the next workshop we do, I'll be back in Argentina. So anyway, diving in here now. So this is Module 4. We are quickly getting through a it's a good way to sanity check that things are working, make sure the commissions are coming through. And you might need to spend a bit of money and send quite a bit of traffic before you see commissions. But once you get things optimized, it's going to work like a well-oiled machine. And you'll wake up every morning and have hundreds and hundreds of dollars, maybe thousands in profit in your account. So it's worth persevering with. It's without doubt the hands down best online business model that I've ever come across. Persevere there, keep going, and you're going to start getting results. And thanks to everyone who has been starting to share. This is one that we got in through email. And in that red box on the right-hand side, that's the revenue that's come in. So this is from someone who started a brand new campaign here, and they are doing really, really well already. So this is the kind of thing that you want to be working towards. And, Sean, before we kicked off here, you were telling a story about, you overcoming that kind of adversity when you got started. And we've both been in places where we've had all kinds of adversity, not just with, taking time to make money, but accounts being shut down. I don't know if you want to share your story of your first like profitable campaign with people.
Yeah. I mean, when I got started, I had a kid on the way. My wife was going on maternity leave. Canada has a really good program. I think you get 18 months, 50% of your salary now, up to a certain max, but it's pretty good. But like, I was like, shoot, what am I going to do? Like, I am living paycheck to paycheck. My debt's maxed out, just like every other North American person out there. Right. I Googled something, how to start a business online. I remember just struggling in the first one I was in. I joined another one for like $20. The same old story I've heard. I laugh. It's not because I'm trying to insult anyone, but like when people are like, man, I've been at this 2 weeks, it's not working. I laugh because I did the same stuff,
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I ended up selling this like musical instrument on eBay. I made like Canada a couple years ago. Like I would have never imagined it, right? I don't have a background in marketing. I was just you guys 10 years ago. So, sometimes I think it's first couple commissions that get you over the edge.
Yeah, I think it's really important to sort of hold your nerve when you're starting out because it can take a couple of weeks or a few weeks, but in the scheme of things, it's nothing. I mean, but I was in the same situation, and especially when I started using paid traffic, because if you're not using paid traffic, it's you don't have that pressure. But when you are starting to use paid traffic, even if it's with a micro budget, it can sort of weigh you down. And the advice that I always give people is have a budget in mind. So don't just think about, I'm going to be spending $20 per day. Instead, come into it and say, I've got a budget of $2,000 that I'm going to be spending on advertising, or $5,000, or whatever it might be. And you're not going to burn through us is just persevere. We can see by the emails that we're getting and some of the posts in the community that the signs are there, the telltale signs are there, that so many of you are getting so close to making a breakthrough, but you do need to persevere, keep it going. Make sure you watch every single video that and training that Sean puts out, because you never know where you're going to find that next little nugget, and have confidence in that this is going to work for you, because as long as you don't give up, it's going to work. And as I was saying earlier, this is without doubt the very best online business model that I've ever come across, not just for the amount that you can earn, but for the speed of results. And once you get things set up, just how hands-off it can be. So anyway, a little bit of a deviation there from the slides, but I thought I would mention that. So onto housekeeping, and feel free. Not customizable at the moment, but that's okay. Customers, all they do is that they're opting in, and the confirmation email is what it is, and people will confirm it, and you'll have the ability to customize this in the future. But also think, most people that are opting into anything, they are well trained and used to getting a default email. So it's nothing that you need to worry about. It's completely fine as it is for now, and in the future, if you want to customize it, don't need to. If you want to, you'll have the ability to do that. And then the privacy policy, the generator often doesn't create an address, and that's why we recommend that you manually add it to the policy. Make sure that the address that you input matches the credit card address that you use for the ads. And this is one of the best practices for ads. I mean, Sean and I were also sharing with people who are on a few minutes before the call that if you run into a situation where you've got a temporary ad suspension or whatever they want to call it, one of the reasons that you can get that is because your address doesn't match up, or something like this. So it's really important that you apply the best practices and make sure that you have gone through the videos and applying everything exactly as we lay out to avoid any types of problems with that. And suspensions are inevitable. Some people are going to get suspended. It's going to be the minority, but it's par for the course. Sean mentioned how he got suspended way back in the day. Maybe you just want to share that story, because that was being resourceful right there, what you did to fix the.
Yeah, I mean, I've had the only account that's never suspended me is Microsoft for whatever reason. But whether it's been Facebook, Google, Aweber, any sort of email, it just, especially when you get started out, I didn't buy the right courses or whatever. I just was rogue doing what email in, said, hey, I want to buy YouTube Premium, but I can't because you have me suspended, and sure enough, the next day I got an email saying your account's been unsuspended, and an account that was literally suspended for like 9 years was given back to me. So I don't know, maybe that's a little hack of getting around it, but I see some stuff in the chat here. If I just can add, Microsoft told me I'm permanently, you're not permanently suspended. That's garbage. You can always get your account back. Watch the video module 3. If you can't, for some whatever reason, you can always ask a friend, ask a family member, open up a new business entity. There are ways. Watch that video. If you really want your ad account back, you can get it.
Yeah, eventually you always get these accounts back. Sometimes a workaround for a couple of weeks might be using a friend's account or a partner's account or something like that. But I can't really think of any cases where if someone has persevered, they haven't got their account back. And if it does happen to you, you are in good company because it's happened to Sean, it happened to me back in 2007. Sometimes it's so much easier to diagnose an issue when we can see rather than just read what you're writing about it. Okay, so on to the contests. These are some of the winners from contest number 1, and you see your names there, and obviously you can refer back to the slides. So these are the winners from people who purchased a domain name in week 2. You didn't have share that with us. There's no due date for this one. All you need to do is email into support. Make sure you use the subject line contest 3, just that, nothing else, because the way that we've set this up is if we get an email just says contest 3 with nothing else, then we know that it's going to get filtered into the right place and we can process them faster. Okay. And also make sure you share it in the community, 123profitnetwork.com, and obviously send us in a screenshot and the name of your website and all that good stuff. We've also got most website visitors in the next 30 days and a bunch of prizes around that. And for that one, we need you to send us in your proof of traffic by February the 27th and use the subject line contest 4. Okay. And you won't get a reply to these emails. Okay, guys. This is just us gathering the information from you, and we won't be giving a reply, if you're just using these subject lines. Most conversions in the next 30 days. Now, we're talking sales count here, not total revenue. So lots of opportunity here. And again, bunch of prizes. Also, for this one, we need your submission in by February 27th. Use contest 5 in the subject line, nothing else there. And they're the contests that we've got going at the moment. And like I say, we've got more coming your way in the next few weeks. So stay tuned. And right now, I'm pretty excited to talk about the big announcement that we've got. I think it helps you keep your finger on the pulse. And if you have missed anything, then this is a safety net. Okay. So the Fast Cash Bootcamp, pretty self-explanatory in the name. The idea is to provide you with another form of training to get you to making money as quickly as humanly possible. Now, the bootcamp is building our pages, starting ads, all live right in front of you. And we haven't mentioned this up until now. This has been something that we've been planning, but we want to make sure that you've got surprises along the way. And this is something that we think is going to be incredibly valuable. I mean, you just can't buy access to this kind of a thing. So it's a benefit of your membership here is that you're getting access to two, not just one, but 2 half-day summits that form the so far in the training in one sitting. Anything that you want to add to that, Sean?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty excited for this for you guys. I think sometimes, when I do the training videos, I try to make them as good as possible. But sometimes like, this is how you do that. This is how you do this. And it's just like very
is huge. Just make sure that you tune in, and if you absolutely can't tune in for some reason, then you'll get the replay. Sit down, block out a few hours, and just watch it, because this is like gold dust, and you're going to be learning from the very best in the business there. Now, onto training, module 4 training videos. We've got a bunch of them here. So getting a support email to show you how to do that. The stag strategy, you're going to love hearing what Sean does here. Ad copy secrets to get you started. Quality score and ad rank, and how to lower your costs. How to set an ad schedule. Setting up Microsoft ad columns. So a lot here around continuing to up your game, continuing to incrementally get better and better at what we're doing here. Bidding strategies, enhanced cost per click and target CPA, optimizing bids, optimizing keywords and search terms, optimizing devices, optimizing networks, location, and a checklist to top it all off. And this stuff is, I can't really stress how important this is, because pretty much any campaign can be turned into a winning campaign if you are someone who knows how to optimize. So if you're starting to get traffic, and regardless of if you're getting some conversions or no conversions, you can optimize what you're doing there. So this is absolutely golden, and you just need to go through all of this, and we're going to keep continuing to build on the foundation of knowledge over the coming weeks. So a bunch of videos there. Your how far along you're getting. Another great KPI is just how much traffic you're getting. How much traffic can you get? Traffic is correlated, the right kind of traffic is correlated to getting results. And can you up your game there a little bit? Can you get a bit more traffic coming in? That might mean spending a wee bit more, but it's going to be again linked back to your results at the end of the day. Okay, so that's Mindset Minute. And so here are a few good examples, actually better examples. So traffic, drilling deeper, and measuring traffic from different sources, and conversion rates, number of keywords tested, number of clicks, number of leads, and commissions. It should be simple, should be fast, but it's just a guide, and then you can see from one week to the other how things are going. And one last thing I'll mention here about this is the great thing about this business model, which can't be said for many business models, is when something's not working, we can pinpoint exactly why it's not working. So if you're not getting conversions, one of the first things we'll look at is the traffic. If you're not getting traffic, then we know that you've got a traffic issue. If you are getting lots of traffic and you're not getting conversions, then you're either going to have a landing page issue, or you're going to have an offer issue. And if it's we're going to know if it's a landing page issue or not, because we've got a best practice, a page which is bulletproof, having been tested on millions and millions of visitors. So that shouldn't be an issue. And that might lead us down to deciding that the issue is potentially with the offer, and then we can move on to the next one. So this is not like some business models out there where you just it's hard to pinpoint what an issue might be. With this, it's very, very easy to pinpoint what an issue is when you've got things set up in the way that we can set it up. And in fact, that's something that we're talking about doing some deep dives in. I don't think we added these to the slides, but we were talking, was that on Wednesday next week? We're going to be giving people the opportunity to have their setup sort of dissected. Was that Wednesday, Sean?
Yes, we forgot to add those slides in, but yes.
We'll send out an email about that. But on Wednesday next week, we were going to dissect a few different campaigns that people may have set up, and we'll send an email about how you can, put your hand up to have what you've done be put under the microscope, and we won't hold back in sharing what we think you could improve on or keep doing if that was the case. So, all right, Sean. Well, do you want to take the action items, and then you can dive into any Q&A or anything else? I don't know if you want to pull up your screen there.
Yep. Let me just get to that. So there we go.
I'll actually turn my video off now. I'm getting quite a bit of glare here, and the video doesn't really help. So I'll turn that off, and I'll hand it over to you. Let's see.
And you see the slides.
Yep, looking good. I'll hand that over to you then, Sean. Thanks, man.
Thank you. Yeah, on that last us access to, well, not just give us a story. What are you doing? What's your page look like? How much money have you spent on ads? What's your revenue? And then we're going to just choose 2 people at random. Don't be offended if you're not chosen. You're still going to get a lot of value. And we're going to demo it live. You're literally live on next week's webinar. I'm going to go in. I'm going to go into those individuals' Microsoft accounts. I'm going to show exactly what I would do to turn the campaign profitable. Maybe it's a matter of optimizing the landing page. Maybe it's a matter of testing new keywords, whatever it takes. I'm going to give my over-the-shoulder opinion on that. Okay. And we've done this in the past with e-commerce, and it's been an absolute hit. I'm aware of in the chat, by the way, some people are like, I can't see the video. I can see the slides. I mean, looking at my face isn't the important part of this webinar anyways. I mean, I know I'm a handsome fella and all, and I know you all want to look at it, but I'm just messing with you. I don't know what's going on with Zoom. I see my face. I saw Aiden's face. Sorry if you can't see my face. But the slides are up, right? So that's all that's the most important thing anyways. Anyways, action items for the week. Make sure you register for the Accountability Friday, again, 6 p.m. and the Fast Cash Bootcamp. Log into 123profitmembers.com. There's an area that has all of these registration links. Saturday, 11. Make sure you register for next week's webinars, office hours, and Accountability Friday as well. This week, we show you how to create a support email. That was a very popular topic. Remember, this is optional. You can always go to Gmail and get a free Gmail address and use that in your support link, your contact link at the bottom of your page. Or if you go through Float Hosting, we show you how you can get like a support. And bidding. And then I have a nice little checklist of when you would do these activities. I thought that was really cool. I put this together myself. All right. My blood, sweat, and tears went into making that thing look pretty. Okay. So I don't have anything to go live, mostly because I'm and let's go from there. All right. I was just able to activate my first campaign today in Microsoft. I see that the account I opened automatically has linked a managed account and another one is normal. I'm not really sure about what that means. So unfortunately, I can't help you on that one. My SPF won't verify in SendPad. I don't see anywhere to submit a ticket. Yeah. And guys, anyway, anytime you ever want to submit a ticket, just go to support.123profit.com. That's always the place to go. Even with SendPad and Float Funnels, for now, all tickets of everything go through the 123 Profit support portal. Okay. And Bob says, I can see your thumbnail, but not sure about the handsome bit. I know, I'm just messing around. I'm messing around. How can I improve the mobile page view? Let's wait. I know, like the end of the day, it took me, this is just a conversation off the cuff. I don't expect everybody on the call to know what the hell I'm talking about with skags and stags, but you will when you watch the training videos. I was so reluctant to move away from them. I've been using them since 2014, basically. So I can't tell you I've seen much better results and more traffic and cheaper traffic. So if you move away from skags to the themed ad groups that I teach this week, you're going to have better results over time and more traffic and cheaper traffic. I have 5 landing pages up and getting visits, but no submits. Only doing free Facebook at this time. I will start ads next week. Okay, good. Awesome. I'm going to tell you right now, free traffic, guys. I mean, you're not going to make money. You're not going to make a ton of money on free traffic, right? Like I said, I've been very transparent on that. I mean, you probably make a few $100 a month, maybe 1,000. Believe that everybody here would be able to do that, right? And I understand that it's like, oh, I don't know, like $300, that's money I could spend on this, that, but like we're running a business. If you were trying to open up a restaurant or a bar or a, I don't know, like indoor golf place or a billiards place or whatever, you know how much money that would cost? You know, you probably have to go get a loan from the bank and you got to pay a year lease in advance. It's going to be super expensive depending on what city you live in. And then you got to do some sort of marketing to get people to come in the door. You know, so many of these Yep, you'll see, Michael. It's actually, if you have single keyword ad groups, let's say you have 100 keywords, okay? That means you have 100 ad groups. That means you have 100 different things to optimize. But if you have 100 keywords, I bet you if you kind of lumped them together, you probably find like 3 or 4 themes. Let's say you were doing rent to own, for example. You might have 100 keywords. You might have like 25 of them that are around like townhouses, and 25 of them that are around like apartments, and maybe 30 around like bad credit. And if we're behind, or we didn't finish this module or that module, will Saturday still be beneficial? I think so. And if you're still behind, you can always return to it and watch it a second time, right? So that would be that. I think it'll be very, very beneficial. What is the link for the 123 group to sign up? I'm not sure what you mean about that there, Tom. Maybe the forum 123 Profit Network. Page, and did you get them in Skype and say, hey, Bishan, I know that I don't have a lot of history here, but I've run stuff like this on another network. Is there any way I could even just get like 20 leads a day? You got to go with your homework. We have talked about that. I'm going to just take a gander. I could be wrong. I don't want to make accusations, but I'm going to take a quick guess that you didn't go prepared with that information and you're just trying to get approved and filling out the form and they're denying you. You got to build the relationship with your AM. Go to them with your homework done. You have the pages built out. Tell them, you know, you've had some experience in this niche. You really think you can crush it. Can you at least get 10 leads a day to start? And most times they'll approve you. Okay. So that would be my thoughts on that. When we do when we submit a support ticket, can we do a Zoom call at some point? Unfortunately, no. Like there's just a lot of people in the program. Imagine if we just can't provide that kind of service. The cost is just prohibitive, right? So a simple Loom is all you need to do though. Just download the Chrome extension, spend a minute, get right to the point. Hey, guys, I'm really having trouble with my SPF record. This is what I'm seeing on the screen. I pasted it here and it's still not working. Please help. The end, right? Sweet, to the point. We can watch that Loom in the background, reply. You'll get a full explanation of what they are, what they mean, and so on. Okay. When you say if you're getting too much traffic to lower your bid, do you mean if you're eating up your daily budget too fast each day? Yeah, I mean, like if you have $50 a day budget and you're trying to get, you know, I don't know, 30-cent clicks. So you set it at 30 cents. All of a sudden you're just spending out your ass. Lower the bidding down a little bit. Yeah, you nailed it, Jeff. Your details below, and then it's like email, name, submit. So then that goes on your SendPad list, and then it redirects to the processing page and the offer. Okay, so I'll show you how to do that on Saturday. been more than 24 hours for Bing webmaster verification. Grant, I would suggest something there is wrong. It should be like, even with floats, which I love, that can sometimes see what's going on. Okay. Unless you did it outside of float, then I would reach out to your hosting provider and be like, hey guys, like I added this to Microsoft. Why is it not verifying? Okay. As always, guys, I always get this. Why are you answering my question? There's so many questions. I'm sorry. It's not like I'm ignoring you. It's really challenging. So actually, if you don't fill up the question box with, are you seeing this? Can you answer me? Why aren't you answering? To follow everything in that video that you won't be able to run ads on Microsoft. The brain in between your ears, your mindset is kind of holding you back on that. You call them, pick up the phone, use a friend, get a new entity. There's so many things you could do. You're not positivity. And actually, I think that's a really good way to look at your life in general, right? Any obstacle that comes in your way, everything is just a neutral circumstance. You can choose to take the negative side or the positive side, right? And there's always going to be obstacles. There's the business. There's there you go. Tavis rhymes with Davis. Sorry, my friend. Thank you for that. I will pronounce it right in future webinars. I'm also confused with who the company who's actually paying us is. Their name on the logo, or we change the name to the company that pays you is Max Bounty, and Max Bounty gets paid by the advertiser. Okay. Questions on like, hey, I'm having a problem with float funnels doing X, Y, Z. Any technical things are definitely for support. It's really hard. I don't have access to your account. I don't know if you put some line of code in there. I don't know if it's a real bug, and if it is a real bug, logging a ticket allows our team to see, oh, there's a few tickets on this. It must be an issue and we can fix it, right? So please, again, asking for me to debug technical issues of SendPad, float funnels, whatever. It's just not, I can't do that on a Q&A. I can't do that ever. That's an extent. Like I can't just go make the major leagues. I didn't have enough talent for that, right? But I mean, I wonder maybe if I actually poured my heart and soul into it 24/7 a day and got jacked in the gym and went to the batting cages and I actually did all that, maybe I would have made the majors. You never know. So did I not make the majors because I lacked talent, or did I lack effort? I mean, I do really believe that if you put your mind to something, short of even if I didn't make the majors in that scenario, I would have definitely at least been able to be a top 1% baseball player, right? I do believe that if you want to be in the top percentile of whatever you want to do, whether you make it to president of the United States or something, if you want to like get into politics and get a leadership position of some sort, I believe that's like, of course you can. You might get a public service job or something. It's not the president. It's not the number one job you aspire to be at, but like, there's no reason why you can't like work in the finance department in an executive role or something, like can anybody on this webinar be the top percentage of what they're interested in? Of course you can. You got to like do the work, but you definitely can. So the same thing goes with Microsoft, right? It's the same parallel. If you really want your Microsoft ads account back, you'll get your Microsoft ads account back, Plain and simple. I just truly believe that. I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying like, change the mindset from like, oh, they said I'm done. SPF and a whole bunch of other stuff that comes after it, right? So make sure you have a V equals there, and that'll oftentimes fix any SPF issue. Are we going to do solo ads? I don't really. To like their Gmail account. So technically, as you could get a handful of people that click on your ad and say no, but like it's going to be super rare. So I wouldn't even think about that. And the budget issue is more about what I can spend without my husband knowing. Well, that's a couples therapy question right there. That's funny though. Good one. Can you tell double DOI? Can you tell us why it's bad? At any point should we do this? So okay. So when you log into Max Bounty, you'll often see like on these emails submits DOI and SOI. A DOI is a double opt-in. That means somebody literally, you only get paid when somebody enters their email, goes back to their Gmail, finds the confirmation email and clicks it. Okay. It's not bad. It's just a lot more restrictive than a single opt-in where you get paid the second somebody just enters their name and email, right? So double opt-in is just a lot more restrictive. You're going to find that you have a bunch of keywords with EPCs of like 10 cents or 0. And you have a bunch of keywords that have like 70, 80 cent EPC. And as you optimize out, you optimize by device, you optimize bad keywords and so on. You're going to filter out all the garbage and you'll be left with keywords and devices and locations and things like that. We cover that this week, by the way, in the training, where your EPC goes from 45 now, you're getting like 70, 80. And so now if you're paying 25, 30 cent clicks, getting like a 50, 40% opt-in, then you might be spending like 60, 70 cents a lead to make 70, 80 cents, right? Where that might sound like a crazy ton of money, but then you can take in a ton of emails and make all this back end email money. I would like to see examples besides rent to own. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm just making videos. I can't demo every niche on the planet, although we would have a long ass training program, right? But Saturday, we're going to do something different. I have sole proprietor business with my own address, but my credit card is my home address and I cannot change it to my sole proprietor address. So should I use in privacy policy my home address? Why can't you change it? Why can't you call your credit card company and get an address change? You should be able to change it. Shouldn't be a problem. Should be able to change it to whatever you want. That's what I would do. And then just get online bills so the bill isn't mailed out to your company address. That should fix both things. Or I would get a mail forwarding address, right? That I change my personal credit card to. And then I would change my sole proprietor address to the mail forwarding address as well. Either way, there's a way for you to match those addresses. It's in your best interest to do so. Who won the Super Bowl? I think the Eagles are a bunch of frauds. Sorry if there's Eagles fans on here. Easiest path of all time to the Super Bowl. I think they're going to run into a Chiefs juggernaut that is tried, tested, and true. And I don't think it's going to be a laugher, but I think the Chiefs will beat them by at least a touchdown. That's my thoughts on that. I think the Chiefs are battle tested. They had to play teams like the Bills, the Bengals. It was a tough game at Arrowhead last week against the Bengals, which they probably should have lost. Bengals kind of blew that one, but I'm going to roll with Mahomes in there in the big game. He's done it. Andy Reid. That's my thoughts. Anyways. What I will bank on, though, is the Philly's going to trash their city regardless. You can bank that one for sure. That city's going down, win or lose. All right, keep going here. Another 5 minutes, guys, and we'll call it a day. 5 multiple pages in different niches. Do I have to create a unique privacy terms page for all of them? No, that's per domain. Now, if you have multiple domains, yeah, each domain is going to need its own privacy policy. But if you're testing different niches on different pages on the same domain, you can use the same privacy terms, et cetera, across the company. When are you going to go to Google Ads? We are very, very close to that. So stay tuned. What does the word verticals mean in e-commerce? Niche, vertical, like in e-commerce, even you can use the word vertical in CPA, like the housing vertical, the drone vertical, the coffee mug vertical. It's just another word for category, niche. Can you change your name URL on Workspace? Can I create more link? I'm not sure if you can change your Workspace URL. You might need to open up a ticket on that. You shouldn't need to anyways, though, because you should be buying a domain and then your Workspace URL doesn't even matter. What do you think about Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, Reddit for free traffic? You can give it a try. I just would rather put my time and effort into something that's actually 400 and sell them for 8. And I would sell like, 1 to 2 a day, like 40 a month kind of thing. And I'd make like $250 a pop after Amazon fees. So that was a very, very lucrative thing for me. Obviously took a little bit of luck there. What is it? Success is where preparedness meets opportunity or something like that. I think I was prepared. I worked. I was in the right opportunity, and I think you guys, you have the right opportunity in front of you. So it's like, how prepared are you is really what's going to separate you. So, you can definitely put a couple hours a week into the business, but I look at it like this, like, hey, let's say you want to lose 50 pounds. Accountability mindset. Okay. So make sure you join on that. And then Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern, we will have a lot of fun and, looking forward to that. We'll go for as long as it takes. Okay. So thank you all for coming out. Make sure you watch the module 4 videos, try and catch up as much as you can before Saturday. It doesn't mean if you're not caught up, you won't get any benefits, but you'll get more benefits the more knowledge you have of the program. Okay. Stick with it. Bugging me around. We're going to fix that too. Like these are just road bumps in a long journey of success here. Okay. Let's stop worrying about the 30-day period and worry more about what 30 days from now is going to look like and 30 days from then and so on. And stick with me, stick with the journey. I've been in your shoes and you're in really good hands, so stick with us. Get that mindset, moving away from the negative thoughts towards the positive thoughts, and just stick with the business, put in the effort every day, and the results will show in the coming days, weeks, and months. All right. So see you guys Saturday. Looking forward to it, and talk soon. Take care.